for them. But if he does make mistakes, like this is his strength and this is his weakness as well. Because in the games where you are kind of like pressured against the wall, you gotta need to make those, you know, risky decisions to turn the game out. But he's not gonna do that because of, you know, that fear of dying.
Do you think he selected himself for fantasy? Is that why?
Seconds. 5 seconds left. Dire pick. Radiant's turn to pick.
Giant Protector.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds left. It's Dire's band now.
Bristleback!
Dire's turn to ban. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Turn to ban. Ten seconds. 5 seconds left. Radiant pick. Ten seconds. 5 seconds left. Dire's turn to pick.
Luna.
10 seconds. 5 seconds left. Dire's turn to pick.
Terrorblade.
10 seconds.
'Cause obviously, like, TB has so much armor, it's so hard to do damage there. So if they can isolate Luna in these fights, it's a fine matchup, but it's not like completely one-sided. I'd say Luna still stands a chance.
I agree.
Before we go into this, I was mentioning how BetBoom needs to play a little bit more defensive, I feel. Allow Keystars to play the map and just punish them on just the potential better understanding that they've had, because of course BetBoom, more international experience. And their draft's kind of doing that now. You've got Treant Protector to delay the game, Terrorblade Illusions to delay the game, you have an Illuminate as well. Like, Keystars, you expect this lineup to do well early on. You expect them to ball up, get the first Roshan, and to try and get the tier 2, tier 3s. It's the second Roshan and after is when you expect BetBoom really to punch their ticket into this game.
I'm not a big fan of the combination of Treant and Coddle in the same spot. I'd much rather prefer some more active hero like, you know, Grimstroke or Dark Willow. on safe, just because like they kind of like need to have playmakers, but it's gonna be like GPK and Pure Job to do that.
Skywrath Mage.
Yeah, I was thinking Bristol Luna, like a problem that stands out to me between them is that they both enjoy farming Ancient area. So I wanted to see Keed pick up a support that's going to be able to stack a lot for them. I like Skywrath. If he plays in that off lane, he can go to stack and at the same time come mid for like runes or to like gank the mid lane potentially.
5 seconds left.
But yeah, I want to see them stacking the Ancient a lot. And with these heroes on BetBoom, I don't see how they really like invade that Ancient area.
Yeah, I think. Oh, wow, there's just straight Storms for it. I was gonna say, I feel like they can either do Beastmaster, Storms for it as options. They go for Storms for it, but a Beastmaster would have been, the lane, the axis to push the fight, and now we see instead it's gonna be the Chakra amp up the Storm, take the fight, and for Keystars, yes, they have the ball in play. They don't have very good lockdown. Like their entire draft is about let us get to 20 minutes with an Aegis, click down the lane and hope to win that engagement. Like this mid pick for Keystars needs to connect everything. Like already Pub's being a pretty good fan for that because you can control where the fights are. Like BetBoom, it just looks like they want to play very reactionary the entire time.
It's Radiant's band.
I mean, it also looks like TB has the freest game of his life here because they don't have damage on him. He just can stand his ground and just fight.
Now I'd like to see Beastmaster banned out from Keystars. Legion as well. Quite a natural combination with a Keeper of Light. A lot of spell spam, protection, you farm up. Dragging the heroes around the map also helps a lot. Finding his pickoffs. And you already mentioned the turnaround potential against Bristleback, making him face you. And yeah, there's the Beastmaster ban.
Dyer's turn to ban.
I think Earth Spirit needs to be banned as well from BetBoom. Just to make sure they don't have a good combination of like Sky. I mean, Earthshaker is there too. Like it's between these two. They're considering the ban.
There's still like a Pangolier as well. We saw Gaming Gladiators pick it up, but I just want Keystars to have a mid hero that goes, look at me, I'm doing a lot of things. Meanwhile, Luna and Bristol are like, hey, we have so much farm. We're gonna try and crush you. You know, I just want that just really annoying mid hero. And of course, yeah, the pucks that you mentioned.
Like some like Evoker, like a Tornado.
Radiant pick.
Well, nice ban.
As you were saying, you're like, oh, potentially Invoker, and BetBoom were like, yes, and we will ban that.
This is a pretty good pickup for them as well, just to add up that extra damage for Storm to engage on anybody, because they don't have that follow-up from supports.
Yeah, we saw the Storm Spirit Dawnbreaker combo on that Friday, and you were talking about how deadly it was, how disgusting to see a Storm zip onto the backline and a Dawn immediately ult down and your supports disappeared.
Is Kunkka still available? So could they not just Kunkka on Keystars and just, it brings all the control, the tankiness as well. So if BetBoom do want to take a 25-minute fight, they might have a lack of damage because it's Cottle Tree supports, not the best at the mid-game fight. Terrorblade might only have a Skadi. Like, I feel they have a couple options here. The Pango for the kills, or the Kunkka for protecting the ball and actually getting your heroes in a position of winning on the game. But these are the big two that
fine,
come to play.
I like the Kunkka. It has a big impact in this game. I like Shaker and like Earth Spirit. They need some combination with a Skywrath Mage, because those two heroes are going to be the ones that are setting up the pace for AD.
Just to do something here. That's all I want to see here.
Yeah, same.
And so far they need to deal with the Terrorblade. They don't have a good answers yet. Luna and Bristleback are not the hero with these supports, especially not the hero that's gonna, stop the Terrorblade.
It's always scary, but in this position they might also be discussing, we don't have that natural counter to him, so let's try and just outpace it. I don't think so far at the Road to International, outpacing has been a thing. The game limits have been going to 40, 50 minutes plus. We've seen multiple hour-long games now. So I think the idea of winning in 30 is something you shouldn't be grasping onto, but maybe Keystars do look towards that in this game.
I feel like you can't force that playstyle though, just because of how BetBoom's lineup is. It's so easy to punish if Keyd are not 100% clean with their initiations. Like, they dive a tower one time, game's just over. They feed like 3 heroes on a random team fight in the enemy jungle, done.
Look at it.
And it's so...
Oh, they're all clapping. Oh, that's so wholesome.
Okay, they're hyping themselves up for this last pick. Let's see it.
Oh, everyone clap. There we go.
3, 2,
Ember.
In this
finally
This is where
not
you choose your
neglected
hero.
this Ember Spirit. We see him. Reza, I know you're a little bit of a Ember Spirit fan. You didn't get the Earth Spirit that you wanted, or the Pango, but
It's
you do
another
get...
spirit, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something new. Definitely, we didn't see I don't think ever.
Unpicked so far.
Unpicked, right? Yeah. Not a big fan of the pick, to be honest.
That's why they're clapping. They were trying to get the fans on their side, and we picked Ember. So,
And everyone's still clapping though.
already
you know?
clapped though. Yeah, exactly. Bait them.
Yeah, I think it's an easy game for BetBoom, to be honest.
I mean, I feel like so for Ember, the entire draft to Keystars, it's feeling like their identity, right? They come into this game with this is their prep, this is their notes. They're first picking the Bristle, going for a Luna in the first two. So I respect them for going to their style, keeping true. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's going to potentially look like a bloodbath and BetBoom go one up. So that's it, really.
Alright, Cheap, where's your take on these two teams and their drafts?
It's the kind of game where I go, oh, I think like BetBoom's lineup is easier to execute and they have like a very clear win condition for themselves. But I also just look at the heroes on Keyed and I'm like, well, I could see them using their 100 spells a minute to just absolutely dominate if they just kill everyone.
Yeah.
It is a legitimate strat.
It is a strat. We'll see if it's going to play out for them. But before we do see that game, we're going to be seeing Tsunami, who is joined by the Keyed Stars coach.
That's right, I'm standing by with D-Flash, who, as much as I care about the game, I want to know how you're doing, I want to know how the team doing in this international event. How are the vibes right now at this road to the international?
We're fine. We had a really good preparation this week that we had for, like, it was a really good boot camp in 1 week, you know? So it was really good preparation.
The energy looks great. I love how at the last pick there was a little clap going on. What was that about with the Ember?
It's something that we know that we're gonna do well, so we're gonna hype up, you know?
Seattle, you ready to see some Brazilian Dota? Let's watch it. Let's go to game number 1.
Thank you so much, Neil, and I'm excited too. I gotta say, Trent, it really brings a warming to my heart when I see a fellow old person do well in Dota. I'm sure there's a lot of people out here in the crowd that can also relate to that. 31 years old and over, and please clap now.
31 years
don't
old
tire
and
yourselves
over,
out. Exactly.
It's early.
Okay, save the claps. Only have a limited reserve here.
That's a good point. But it's going to be an exciting one to watch. We're getting to see this team that oftentimes thought of as like one of the top dogs you got to be wary of, but they haven't always been able to live up to that hype.
There's been a lot of expectations since they first formed this idea of like kind of another super team of the region, and we need expectations that have still not been met, and yet the expectations are still there.
I mean, I think they don't give themselves a break is the other thing, right? This is a team that definitely always has incredibly high standards for themselves. We're going to see how they do it, being able to deal with it. And one of the key heroes that feels like it's a part of this draft is going to be Save playing on this Coddle. He's going to help to buff up that Storm Spirit, lower down the cooldowns of Metamorphosis too. A lot of different ways to try and get this engine rolling.
A lot of different ways to try and get this engine rolling.
He likes to take these heroes that I guess kind of used to be 5s. Coddle's more so 4 these days slash a mid, but I mean he's really aggressive on like a Bane, for example. You know, he would like rush the Agnes and stuff. So, but the idea of just being super greedy, really good chakra combos in this game between Storm and even helping you terribly a little bit with some of those cooldowns. Pretty nifty. A little bit with some of those cooldowns. And we get some early camp blocks here as well, so let's see.
Yeah, trying to get that one blocked out, make sure that this Bristle gets off to a good start. Did get that first pick overall. The panel was saying that they kind of like the idea of BetBoom would have taken it themselves. Was not what ended up happening. And then they run for this Ember in the last pick, and I think it does kind of fit what they need. Like obviously, a hero that doesn't really hasn't been in the meta too much throughout this road to the international. But you know, just somebody low cooldown initiation, kind of commit without needing to fully go in. I like it.
And also has some ideas versus the Terror play too. Kind of used to be seen as this bit of a counter-pick to the hero, which is a little bit difficult to get out of the middle unless you're hard commit for like Zeus or Tinker. Currently though, Analog, pull. GPK, I mean, talking about Spirit, this is probably, I would say his best hero. Like if I had to choose what I am trying to survive at the road TI win for GPK, it is Storm Spirit.
He's getting very, very low in the mid lane. Got to be careful about his positioning. They'll still have that Fairy Fire at the very least, but something to watch for there. And then, of course, these side lanes will be
And then, of course, these side lanes will be interesting to see how it goes as well. Obviously, Pure going to be on that Dawnbreaker, playing together with Save. A lot of spam potential there, and Dawnbreaker really only limited by mana in the laning stage, it feels like sometimes. So Coddle, perfect combo with that.
And also has relatively low cooldowns, too. So even with those earlier points in Chakra Magic, it could maybe catch you off guard a bit there. To just only have like a second round of spells come out.
See how they do against what feels to be a faster tempo draft from Keystars.
Yeah, hoping so at least. KJ here, Mr. King Jungle, as Alpha was letting us know, wanted us to make sure that the people were aware that this guy was known for his micro heroes.
Right. Yeah. So he's on a clockwork.
Yes. As you can see, summons cogs.
Exactly.
So, just have to micro them.
King RD in some trouble, getting chased down. A couple more hits. FCR is going to play a little bit of intercept and make Nightfall not feel comfortable chasing any further. So keep himself alive in this top lane here. As there will be a couple of denies here and there by Nightfall as well, popping into that Metamorphosis. So at least for now, 2 minutes in, I want to see if they can maybe make any type of aggressive play on the side of Vivo Keystars once that Metamorphosis runs lower. It's still tough. He's just such high armor on Terrorblade.
Get the farm, get the stacks going. That's hopefully going to be the goals here for this Bristle. I was looking through some of their games this morning, trying to see what heroes, because obviously they're coming in as the underdogs. They know that's Vivo. Again, should not be really considered super underdogs. Because I do think that BetBoom are a team that struggle a lot when it comes to mentality, as well as going to these matchups. Like Reza was saying on the panel, this idea of respecting other teams. They definitely think highly of themselves, and for good reason, but obviously that can be your downfall sometimes. So when you look through Keystars, though, they have not actually lost with this King RD Skywrath Mage, and he's kind of been cooking in the games. So if there was a hero that I would want for him, it's probably either maybe that support Earth Spirit that he's played a whole lot in his career, but then next to that, probably the Skywrath Mage. I mean, he's been making them really solid. It sets up really nicely for this Emperor Spirit as well, right? When you make these rotations.
Oh yeah. See, they're getting some CS while simultaneously laying out a little bit of harassment. We'll see if him and KJ can play together later on to try and set up for some solid kills. And the other thing, just looking at BetBoom's lineup, it's a little bit strange, right? You're throwing out a lot of nukes, you're throwing out the Illuminates, you're throwing out a few other things, but they don't have that big tanky frontliner, with the exception of Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker doesn't really want to inhabit that space, I feel like. Much more coming in at the later stages of it. So I want to see how BetBoom try and play the mid game here.
Yeah, see how aggressive they are versus how much they just want to sit back and farm and get humongous on this tricore, right? I mean, we've seen these Dawnbreakers obviously get pretty huge later if they go for these damage builds too. Probably the way Pierce can go as well here is he's comfortably diving into this tower.
Tokyo getting lower. FCR wants to find the finish. One more quill spray, and it's going to be enough. Check your emails for the Crimsons, and well, KJ now also catching onto this Dawnbreaker. Pure in trouble under the tower, and he goes down. They managed to find a kill up on the top lane without King RD even being there.
I'm checking, Gabe. I got nothing.
Oh no, that's sad.
Anyone, any tips? Anyone wants to give one away?
So we're seeing now the stacks being built up over in the triangle as FCR is going to get isolated and brought down. That is the downside to having the Skywrath Mage out of the lane, and then, of course, Tree coming back in.
Yeah, super solid punish. I mean, we know Tree's still very good at that, right? He goes down one time here. KJ, playing it to the limit there. Nicely done.
Bonnie Balkan follow it, so himself into a decent position. He's going to have to maybe take a walk, right? I have some regen coming out on that courier, but at least for now, it's a little bit scary. Yeah, really, the main person that's been hurting so far has been this Bristleback. Not able to get a ton in the mid lane, though. GPK getting lower and lower. Analog backs away. Does not want to try for another slight.
Yeah, still, we're holding some charges for a while there. Analog still has 8.
Is he going to go down again? FCR in trouble, and they're going to pause. We'll see if it's actually going to be enough to get the kill. There aren't really that many rotations coming over. King RD is very far away.
Yeah, he's pretty dead. Let him go there.
I mean, it's been a rough one for the old FCR on the Bristleback.
Well, when you do your walk of shame back, you can stack games on the way.
Okay.
How about that?
I like
no, since you can't TP anyway. Maybe the time in the line.
As we are ready to get back into this game, that probably is going to be the big thing to watch for here is FCR Still, well, surviving that Ring of Hell, buying a little bit of extra time. Toronto Tokyo kind of gave up on it, didn't want to chase any further.
He had so many stacks, he was kind of scared.
He comes out, but they will finally clean up. So, yeah, they did not want to lose the tree in the pursuit of the bristle there.
GPK gets lucky here. Comes back towards mid there with that bottle. 6-minute room coming up. Save down bottom. Doing stack while covering. Toronto Tokyo coming in. It's a party in the mid.
Looking, hunting. He gets it. The DD GPK. Just a little bit too quick on it. Now the hunt forward. Chasing King RD. Pops the stick. Tries to get away. There will be no escape. That is the power of a DD on Storm.
Yeah, Analog using the chance to at least go and take their wisdom, or sorry, their bounty rune, so get something for it, but couldn't go back to his remnant because GPK was kind of covering it there with DD. And speaking of wisdom runes, they're coming up here soon. See if anyone makes a play for it.
This is nice.
Crown Tokyo's in the neighborhood.
This is good already scouting out those stacks, though, and like you're talking about, being able to move over to try and steal that wisdom rune. I mean, if they lose the wisdom rune here, this is really bad for Vivo Keystars.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Already in some trouble. King RD making the move over.
Okay, they're looking at the scan misses though.
They know. They're going to be able to get it. See who is quicker on the fingers. Analog spotting Toronto Tokyo right onto him. Does he get it in time? King RD able to get the wisdom rune, so that'll be a freebie.
And passes it right back to Analog with the kill there too. So yeah, a bit of a bad move there, but that's okay. It's just space. It's all space, right? Bringing lots of heroes away. I mean, you get some free farm there mid for GPK. He's got Stock Blade heading in towards the reds here. The boost gets delivered.
Pretty good move.
Bottom lane has been really quiet since all that action earlier. Yep. Kind of retreating back to the jungle. 3 points in the Lunar Blessing right now, so just farming up a storm. Also nighttime, so we got that globally at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Ghostwood has been able to sort of be left alone for a little while there, it feels like. But it does sort of feel like Terrorblade is getting the lion's share of the farm. I would be very concerned about Nightfall's levels right now at this point. He's going to start taking over this game if they can't shut him down soon.
Oh, Pure as well. Tries to jump right on top, but stop there with the Lucifer.
That's a lot of stacks.
It's also a haste right now. Bottom loses the coin flip there for GPK. So obviously, all Spirit heroes really dependent on the runes. Kind of their whole goal for the most part. I would say in this game in particular, though, GPK really needs them because as the Emperor Spirit, you have Clockwork and Skywrath Mage. So just like you got Clock for a little bit of setup, and you got Sky for like follow-up damage. So yeah, there's quite a bit that you can do even without runes. Whereas the Storm Spirit, you know, you have extra mana, but in terms of like the actual active movements, you're really depending on these runes.
Right. Well, and of course, when that's taken away, they can't come on in and contest the stacks. Now, there are other heroes rotating into the Radiant Triangle.
Yeah, now, these were the ones that were scouted by Toronto Tokyo earlier.
Okay, taking it slowly, but the silence is there. Analog right onto him, starting to bring him lower and lower, but okay, do they have enough to get the kill and get out after? At the very least, is going to be able to chase down one, but out of mana. Analog going to give up on the chase. Nightfall the Storm for the moment. Good damage on top of him, but can't find any follow-up. Nightfall making the rotation to keep GPK alive.
Yeah, I think without that potential for a chase down there, because he was low on mana. You know they want that kill bad right now. On the other hand, though, Pure's about to hit 6. So try that again, could be very risky.
Danger now. That Dawn ulti can completely change things around. 2,000 gold lead already for BetBoom, though. This has just been solid laning, good movements around the map. See if Costabile is going to be able to keep back up. You can see the damage not really there. He's trying to farm all that he can.
Yeah, he's on a mission just to farm at the moment. Well, we need to look for these level 6s. The Sky and the Clockwork, right? That's kind of the goal. And that's one of the things that stacking is supposed to provide for you. That bonus XP. But again, they are just getting right in here. They want these stacks. They don't want to give them away to for free to Vivo here, but great vision. Also trying to cover this area so they know when they're making these aggressive moves.
No stacks on the hard camp though, so it means it's pretty tough to try and go on in for the Ancients. Stealing them at least on BetBoom. And a regen rune, again lucky for Analog. That's what they need.
Yeah, that hurts. Strong that is.
Rune, and another pause as we get a disconnect. Pure having some issues. As we're 10 minutes into this game, 3-3, a slight lead, at least for now, for BetBoom. I'm thinking about the next couple of minutes and how they play out. Do you think that Storm needs to continue to look for these runes? Can he start to get active earlier, or is BetBoom just going to continue to sit back and not try and fight that much?
I feel like he's kind of going to be at the desk with the big red phone.
Okay.
And it might ring and be like, I need you here now.
Yeah.
Because they're just doing something. There's kind of a red phone for the Storm and a red phone for the Dawn. Ideally, they kind of just want to farm right now, but if they have to answer the call, they will. Whereas on the other side, Vivo Keystars, they actually have to make the aggressive moves, right? They want to get this XP on the support duo, and they just want to go. Your support duo on the side of BetBoom, Tree can set up for some stuff, obviously, but it's obviously a much longer cooldown. I mean, 2 full minutes on that early overgrowth. So, if anything, they would want to be doing smaller ganks and trying to hunt down that Luna would be the easiest one, right? You kind of know where she's going to play. That bottom half of the map, you're a trained protector. But in order to open up that possibility, sometimes you're tempted to try and take this top tower first.
Okay.
They've been really aggressive near that tower.
They have. Constantly moving in for it.
But no damage on it at all. As is common, right? I mean, how often do we see these offlane towers knocked down that actively, right?
Can't really make the move. Too scary. Ooh, hook shot. A little off the mark there. Not able to connect. And a smoke now with GPK save. Bristle, he's under vision. They know about this. Immediately jumps. That's a big move, and the silence is there. FCR backs away. They manage to get the stun. Good hits. It's going to be enough. They bring him down once. BetBoom bringing all 5 heroes to contest and steal the Ancients. That was quite the commitment. Now, can they all get out? That's the other question. They're in very far. Analog chasing, they get the silence now onto the Dawnbreaker. KJ, they have meta, they're just all fighting up on the high ground. They take down 3, they take the stacks. BetBoom can't even quite manage to get that kill on to save.
And what a ward, man. Just up on that pillar. Not often you see it that early, but it just did everything. It's only got a minute left. This thing has done lots of work. All of that early movement, right? That's all from Charles Tokyo.
Yeah.
When he went through, he didn't get the Wisdom Rune. Yeah, he died. But he scouted all these stacks. He got down some great vision, and that just kept paying in dividends way more than missing out on that one Wisdom Rune did. And speaking of more wards, he's trying to sneak another one in there right now.
Yeah, wants to shut down this Bristleback. It feels like they have done an excellent job, better than I've seen most teams do at being able to shut this guy down. Not a great start, still trying to get into that Aghanim Scepter, and they're going to continue to stack jungle, but they haven't taken out that ward.
It's been an awkward game for King RD because of that. Because he's felt like he's had to be in mid quite a bit to try and contest these runes. He's had a lot of time for stacking. The stacking that he has done has been stolen, so he hasn't really gotten a lot of rewards that you're hoping for. He's also a Skywrath mage in a lane that doesn't necessarily have any real kill threat, you know? Maybe a little bit at first, but Sky likes to be in those lanes with, like, I don't know, like a CK, you know?
Right.
Like stun, pull back, lots of damage over and over. We bully some squishier heroes. They didn't find those opportunities here. But he hasn't lost yet.
No. Well, and to be honest, I think that there's still a very strong timing that's coming up for Vivo Keystars, and they're going to see it right now. Skywrath and Clockwork are going together with the Ember. This should be a kill on anybody that they find.
They've also lost it on some of that vision that was a little bit deeper, so they don't necessarily know where they are. I mean, you can see this scan that they used right now. Nobody there.
No.
So they have no real idea what's happening. That being said, with it being missed like that, you know, maybe Pure will be a little bit more cautious down here as he's stacking his bottom Ancients.
Over in that area, Vivo looking for anybody up on this high ground, which they're not going to find.
Try to find those sneaky bums.
Oh, and the flare. Get away.
Backing out.
Dyer's bottom
That
tower.
one's still sitting in the middle.
Okay, good ward though, right? They leave that behind. Spot some of that smoke, I think.
Catches them right away. Still looking for an opening. King RD, the smoke will break. And yeah, you can see they just back out. BetBoom, we're only stepping over there to try and break a smoke. Playing it very safe. Maybe down bottom. Over by the Dawnbreaker.
Dangerous way.
Hogs, pushback, silence there, not dropping the Mystic Flare, just pushing back the Storm.
What goes in?
The hook shot, decides that he wants to party a little bit more. Onto Pure, control, Mystic Flare not going to do what they needed to there.
Oh, Rennett's behind.
Analog wants to find somebody, GPK, low on mana. Does he have any help? Yes. He has a lot of help. He has a whole lot of help. Everybody's there. And now with the Dawnbreaker coming in, that should be enough to kill him. No, Remnant away. But Pure was all over it with that hammer. perfect placement.
I feel like he missed the memo that they'd already used hookshot as well as mission flare. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of benefits going in further after that.
They dropped everything. They did the Seeds of Serenity that gave him a mango, chakra magic, everything for GPK.
Its middle tower's under attack.
Well, and then of course one of the best things that can happen, your TV just shows up and hits a tower for you. Not a lot of carries doing that these days. What a deny! Alright, KJ, let's go!
That was pretty sick. He just keeps waltzing.
Alright, morale's back.
As FCR is under wards again. It's still sitting at this 3K gold lead for BetBoom. And they haven't been able to just make their draft work. I mean, and that is one of the problems, right? Is that it's very telegraphed the moves that they want to make, and you can just sort of react accordingly as BetBoom. You're the blade now and just cleaning up these stacks. They're getting so farmed.
Yeah, closing into a pretty early death, though, I would say, considering.
Log forced to Remnant away. And just like that, we're getting closer and closer to the Aghanim Scepter. Wanting to see some other type of a movement soon from them. Maelstrom for the Ember. BetBoom. I mean, again, you're sitting with this tree here, it's a couple points in living armor. There's no real hurry. But look at this move. They want to try and punish and bully this Bristleback again. In numbers, TR jumped on, no mana. They got right on top of him. Stick charges, it's not going to be enough. This Bristle is going to go down. And these types of moves from BetBoom, it's just devastating to the Bristleback.
Only the second kill they've managed to get here for GPK in this game just because haven't found enough runes, really. But the Vision, again, being the main reason why it's super easy for them. Very safe play.
Don't look good.
And you just go back right to farming, and you're not looking for constant fights these days.
This could be good, though. Blade Mail's going to do a lot to King RD, but they managed to bring him down.
Bottom tower's under attack.
So a little bit of help going the way of Vivo Keystars, and now Luna online.
Where's Dyer's bottom tower?
As that Yasha done is going in for the shard after.
Feeling the love.
And it's early Luna shard. Seeing a lot of Twin players go for it. Obviously, you're not going to get it from the Tormentor. Right. It's going to be the rich one. So if you want it, you're going to have to purchase it up, unless you're going to wait really late.
I mean, he's getting pretty freaking farmed here. Already with that shard on top of Manta. Tier 1 tower taken and looking for more before 20-minute mark. What can they do?
Top tower's under attack.
Analog feeling very brave with Wand and Illusion Rune.
Is going to be a problem here if they're not careful on the side of BetBoom. He's really starting to ramp up that farm.
And he's got the shard done now too, which pretty cool, obviously, versus like Storm and Dawnbreaker. Like two of the bigger ones who just like get right on top of you, you know.
Hookshot used. They're in no man's land now. They kill off the courier, but might still run into some issues. Nightfall right there. They jump in, kill off both of the supports almost instantaneously. BetBoom have had enough. They bring in numbers.
Just purchased up the Atos stuff, so maybe that'll give them an opportunity to actually bring down GPK. It'll be a great way for them to fire back here before he picks up that BKB, because you can imagine like BKB comes out, they go for an Aegis, and then there's a BKB Aegis Storm approaching your tier 2s, and with a Terrorblade backing him up, this is one of the few lineups that might actually push these tier 2s a little bit earlier, as we've seen so many teams delaying that push. Nightfall has just been swarming this map though.
Fine for a moment, the overgrowth and the Tard is very strong. He did not stand a chance. My goodness. That is what you get with the shard and the overgrowth. Wow.
Yeah, first item shard. We're Medallion, trash. No, we don't need that anymore. Spy shard, get aggressive. It is very reminiscent of a lot of these like tree Spectre lineups that we've had, where they're just running around, setting up for easy shadow steps. Stormbeard has a similar bit of reach. You can try and provide some good options for him, while also giving us some defensive capabilities there with the living armor. So it's a nice combo.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's sitting nearby with King RD, and we are seeing the reason why Ember has not been picked a ton by these other heroes. Now, Tarantopio, he's actually right in vision. They see him here. Flare off to the side, and now they got him. So that will be an easy bring down. Vivo Keystar is going to try and take another tier 1 tower. How fast can their tempo move? If they go into Roche right now, this is interesting.
I mean, 4 points Aura, 4 points Goo. can definitely do this, especially if they try and approach, like, there's no tree, right? He would be the one to be the most frightening one to set up on you. But there's no ulti available anyway. This is a great steal, because Storm Spear players, they love getting this. Now, the good news is that he's already building BKB, because the worst case is when you're going for this, like, offensive item, and then you're trying to depend on this Aegis to sort of give you that next bit of aggressive potential, so it's not a humongous loss for BetBoom, but it is something that Vivo definitely needs right now. I think if they get this Aegis up to BetBoom, the game's very, very hard.
Staying in this one, level 6.
Highest
Highest in the game by a pretty good margin. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to watch.
It's all together right now, right? This is kind of it. Like, they're going for this BKB timing next on the Luna, so Cosbilly just going to try and do his thing. See if he can stand tall in these fights. Nightfall also, though, almost into the Scotty.
Feeling the love.
So it worrisome for a lot of these heroes, right? Mostly like the Luna and the Bristle.
Yes. That is going to be a problem. If Nightfall is just free to hit, BetBoom are going to win that fight more often than not. Feels like they're going to need to find an angle on him, either with KJ or getting in there with the Ember Spirits.
Part of the problem, too, is that you're probably going to try and do some sort of a group-up play, I assume, soon on Vivo Keystars, trying to take advantage of this Aegis, and you're doing that versus Keepers of Light as well as Terrorblade. So lots of control of the lanes, so wherever you're trying to group up, the other two lanes probably are not going to be moving in your favor. And then you also have to worry about, if someone comes back defensively, some sort of a Storm Spear, just immediate initiation and jump in that they don't really have to hard commit to.
It is really just mass BKBs right now. They just finished it on the Dawnbreaker. Obviously, Terrorblade not opting for that route, instead going for the Scotty, but they will smoke now on the side. BetBoom and Nightfall just able to sidestep that hook shot. They still have vision there. Connecting, holding onto the Manta. CR on his tail, turns Manta, Metamorphosis, good damage out. TRD already gone, and yeah, they are blown into oblivion.
Man, GBK jumping in there with the Grove Bow, too. He tags a couple of people as they come through.
Are they really going for more here now? Analog shows up, starts throwing it out, but already dead. They didn't have a moment to do anything. GBK, you committed? Courier is deciding to fight. Okay, he's in trouble, gonna start to fall, and they don't have that much left in the tank at all. That was not the fight that Vivo Keystars wanted to take, as BetBoom take full advantage.
It seems like they're feeling that they can't actually force an engagement with the with this actual advantage they have, maybe. So they're like, okay, this is it. Like, this is the one fight we're gonna get because we can't control the lanes enough to find something.
Right.
But yeah, that is not looking ideal, huh? Losing out on your advantage on the map, going to worse state, and almost you basically have just lost that Aegis window of like, oh, this is our group up strike. Now that phase of the game just ended much faster than they anticipated.
Yeah, a fair one.
And now we're farming.
I mean, it does sort of feel like, okay, if they're able to throw everything out, then maybe that and take down the Bristle. You know, we're going to set up for a situation where we can take a good fight afterwards, but they didn't have to commit that much more. It does not feel super strong right now on FCR. Still trying to get into that Bloodstone, but still, they do make the group up play together with no Metamorphosis available and are able to take the mid-tier 1 tower. See what they try and do next. That Manta or Analog.
Yeah, it needs a bit more survivability here. I mean, they have a really aggressive support duo in the Clockwork and the Skyrath Mage, who I would say probably didn't hit all the goals they were hoping for with this in the early parts of this game, where like they set up Analog just earlier kills. Part of this duo is that you don't really have great save potential. Sure, sometimes you can get like a hookshot save maybe that can break up a fight, but generally you're trying to keep that for the offensive potential. So Analog gonna have to try and depend on this Manta style. And other than that, building into defensive items can really hurt an Ember Spirit.
Dire's top tower is about to be
trying to juice up that damage there like this. You want to get those bigger items later on, like the Aghanims. It's a hard line for him to balance.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And obviously, being lower on the net worth does not help either. If there's one sort of silver lining right now, it's that the difference in terms of net worth between the Luna and the Terrorblade isn't that horrific. There's still only about 1,000 gold separating the other cores from each other. But you'd love to be ahead right now on Evo Cars. As Tire Wave is shoved out, likely gonna only look for these Clockwork pickoffs with Skyrath Mage. And for BetBoom, do they have to do all that much? at this point.
No, I think they just farm. I think they're just chilling. I mean, they just keep pushing waves. It feels like the growth will, line goes up in their favor. It feels like for the most part.
Radiant are
hanging out a
scanning
little
for
bit here.
enemies.
Although Nightfall, he's feeling like he could do a little bit of something. Shadowblade.
I mean, this has also been one of the things that they've talked about is overestimating your opponents. We'll see if BetBoom put themselves into a bad fight or if they just take a great fight. KJ is there. They have the BKB and an immediate blow up onto the Luna. TP out. KJ gets away. So that was a simple pickoff for BetBoom. To that Bloodstone for the Bristle.
Yeah, the timing on that too. Right up towards this tier 2. They got wave coming through, being guarded by Pure on the Dawnbreaker. They're gonna snag this Tormentor.
Easy peasy. They get that one, so even more maneuverability around the map.
Very scary with a Storm Spirit, of course.
Right. The fortification.
Yeah, this is scary stuff. 6 to 15, getting everything that they want at this point. We'll try and push out both of the side lanes right now as Deso's completed onto the Dawnbreaker.
Every meta is just a new objective. Yeah. Like next meta, it's probably gonna be mid tier 2, right? Then meta after that, it's probably gonna be Roche. And then they're gonna try and go high.
Under attack.
That looks to be the plan here. Pure is attempting to take this Tormentor. Will he be another victim of the Tormentor? Let's see, let's do some math here. So it's at about half and you're at about half, okay? So this is where the players are struggling. See, it's regen and you're not.
Yeah.
All right.
This is
now Pure.
This is an interesting one.
Okay, there we go.
Shows up, they get there in time. BK
Let's go teammates. Woo!
A little bit of help from his friends.
Okay, Storm just got that. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Second highest net worth on the team. Thank you everybody buying their own.
Stars chasing through the jungle now, but well aware of what's going on.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
BetBoom are not going to be caught quite so easily. They're about to get something, but it's just not going to happen.
They're trying to force this with the Bloodstone on the Bristle, feeling like, hey, if there's any new spike that we're going to get, this is probably it. It's a lot of spikes, actually. They just keep on coming.
A lot of vision here. Analog right up front center. Down to half HP with a Bloodstone kill. Okay. Pretty insane. GPK, Mystic Flare down. Even in the BKB, it did a lot, but not quite enough. And the overgrowth is huge. Nightfall just running in. Doesn't even need Metamorphosis. Stabila is trying to get away and, well, turn to fight a little bit. But with Metamorphosis pop, he did not stand a chance. Everybody falls. BetBoom are way too strong.
Yeah. Oh, maybe he lives?
Looking? I mean, living.
Woo! Yeah. All right. And
rough one.
The meta is still up, so your tier 2 is down, and I don't imagine he's going to stop.
No, I think they are going to continue to go. There are no buybacks at this point. BetBoom way too strong at this stage of the game. 27 minutes in, just farming all for this push, and a tier 3 tower going to go down, as well as most likely the first set of racks.
Yeah. I mean, you had Clockwork, Sky, Ember. You have 6 kills in 27 minutes. It probably didn't go the way you were hoping, you know? It's not the game plan you were aspiring to.
Not even a little bit. They'll get the melee racks and give up after that. And heading on up towards where they know the next Roche will be. BetBoom. Firm control of this one. 15,000 net worth lead. Yeah. Hit hard.
Time to get a little bit crazy, right? Gotta find these big plays. Almost have an Aghanim Scepter up on the Clockwork, so some coverage over the Roche Pit. Maybe KJ find something with the multiple flares once those are out. It does get purchased up now. Analog, get lucky with a good Manta maybe, you know? Manage to escape something here. It's gonna take a big move. All right, 18k lead, just 100-0 the Storm Spirit, even game.
That's good. I like this. I mean, to be fair, even with the BKB out, like, he took so much damage from that Mystic Flare. It's not to be underestimated the control and damage that Skywrath Mage can do in the fight, but you kind of need these BKB's charges to wear down lower and lower. Still at 7 seconds on Storm.
That will be helpful.
And it's off.
See if overclocking can get it done for them. No jetpack still though, and also no force staff or anything, so hard to hit the ideal plays in this one here for KJ, but they're gonna have to try. Bit of a late Roche, still 50 seconds left. creep up. They have to apply the smoke to FCR. He had a great start to that fight. Almost like the perfect position. Like back turn, multiple heroes, started doing some sweet damage. But no close.
I mean, this actually is another one of those moments where if they can take a good fight, the key is not just immediately all down.
Oh, they just smoked.
Yeah, that's it's a little bit unfortunate.
Where are they? The old wraparound. The
wraparound's coming. Do they realize it? So Ember has a remnant right there in those trees. Comes back through. He'll break all their smokes. Okay, in position, smoke breaks, they throw out the flare the wrong direction, now they spot him, right onto FCR as well, hook shot not on the mark, as Roche is respawning, Pure in, onto the Bristle, the damage already out, Nightfall is there, they don't have anything else left in the tank, they gotta back away. Keystars cannot contest this Roche as everybody tries to TP out. Pure chasing.
Oh, they're gonna cut him off.
Yeah, finding him.
4 seconds delay.
Trouble, wanting to escape. Has BKB still.
Yeah, he's got wand overgrowth too.
Yeah, they're gonna get him. Ghost is going to fall, broken and killed. BetBoom. Just no mercy.
Glorious.
Well, it is daytime now, so they're going to have to make a bit of a migration here across the map at this point. If they want to go for this Roche. Who's got X? Is that Storm? Oh,
yeah.
Oh. That item is a closer. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, yeah.
When you're going high ground, Storm Eggs, I feel like is one of the best ones in the game. Because it just lets you YOLO in there a little bit. You catch some heroes. It's just GG. You know? You catch 3 or 4 heroes in that thing. Little non-committal black hole. Exactly.
Wow, they're feeling it. Pretty good about themselves at this point in the game on the side of BetBoom as they will claim this Aegis to get a cheese too. Yeah, it has been Nightfall's game, that is for sure. Everything that he wants he gets, including the Aegis apparently, even with the Storm in the game. So, high ground, likely to come out soon. As they will pressure out each of these waves, catching the mid one. Stars. I mean, you're just sort of hoping to get more items, to get a good fight on your side, but really is not a whole lot that you can do once this high ground push comes in. Let's see how they decide to do it.
Plays we have here. We got no 4 staffs. Okay, you know, that makes it a bit tough.
You know, 60-minute items.
Yeah, okay, Sunsman. Perfect. They just get those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but what if you did get 5 looking at that? It's like, what if?
Right, well, they're trying to kill you. They're killing themselves. Shot to get away. Quite connect, it looks like. Oh, analog. Trouble. Pull back in. Sitting still right up front and center, and GPK is just going to let him go. Doesn't want to use that much more mana or have to pop the cheat. So, cutting waves, this is what you have to make the play for.
Might be moving down here, though. This looks kind of scary. Recall's coming out. They bring in GPK if he gets the right jump here.
Oh, run into one. They see him.
They might force the BKB.
Turn. Yeah, that's a problem.
Oh, now
he's gone.
Yeah.
Just like that, they bring him down. And Bristle didn't even manage to grab that next creep wave either. A little unfortunate. Up on the high ground, Nightfall gonna start to lay into this. As continue to try and spam these waves, they're even gonna clip and connect now, bring down the Ember. Oh man, they're giving them nothing at this point. BetBoom, they know how to close out a game.
I mean, Nightfall's casually just pushing up here with his Aegis, not gonna use the Metamorphosis quite yet. Hold on to it.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Short steps up, still just 6 kills for Vivo Keystars. Not been able to get anything going for a while. They finish off the Silver Edge, but with no buyback, they still have 24 seconds until Luna's back up. Buyback now on the Ember, try and heal with the Bloodstone. Clockwork is already gone, and FCR gets jumped on by Pure. The right click's coming through, it's gonna be enough. Now they pull back in. GPK in for the finish, and as Luna is gonna respawn, knowing look on, his other allies are already dead. BetBoom closing out the last set of Rexes. Fine mech on the tree. As they chase the overgrowth there. Close tries to do what he can. Nice ball right on top of him. Does not appear to care about that Eclipse at all. Eyes on the prize. Focusing down the heroes. Focusing down the buildings. And with a 36,000 gold lead at 34 minutes, BetBoom, they are going to take the win in this one. GG is called.
Alright, okay, so things didn't go according to plan there for Vivo Serve, of course, but I'll tell you, BetBoom, very comfortable in this game. And this is an absolutely classic heroes for these players. Again, the GPK Storm, one of his absolute best. He crushed that first wave. Like, just right from the very beginning of this game, that advantage you got mid, that really hurt them on Vivo because they're very dependent on this Ember. I mean, risky pick in a sense that no one else has been going for it, but we still